Welcome back to the Harbingers D&D campaign. We are so excited to be back here for another week of fun D&D shenanigans, I guess. That's where we go. That's most of what happens in this campaign. um, but with that, announcements, kicking it off right from the get-go. So yes, September 8th is when we will be switching over to our YouTube platform, and we will not be on our Twitch platform anymore. So just mark that date in the calendars, that for those of you who are continuous watchers of the stream, just to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. We'll be switching over to YouTube on September 8th. That day will also be a recap session as well, so that you guys can all catch up on what's been going on in the stream if you haven't been able to see some of the past episodes or anything. So just so you guys know, that's what we're going to do for September 8th. With that, another announcement, Dane is not here today due to some internet connectivity problems. He's not able to join us today, but he will be back next week. Crossing our fingers that the internet gets fixed at his house. So, trying to think, is there any other announcements I'm missing? No? Okay, great. Alrighty. So, with that, we are going to go straight into our recap of last session, and then we'll go on to the game. Megan.
All right, I will do my best to do the recap. I was kind of voluntold to do this.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit. But yeah, in last session, it was kind of a calmer session. We had just gotten out of our fight with Cleo, or earned / stole a ton of money, and maybe some magic items as well. And after a while, we had split ways with the Valkyries. They had gone on to another town to resurrect their dead friend, and hopefully find a diamond powerful enough to also bring back the guild warden. So as they do that, we continue to travel back to Steel Glen. First going to Dragonsdale to drop off the sand mantas and give Tax a little gift. But on our way there, on our way back, we got a huge lore dump from Nuri, talking about why she's afraid of the shadows, and who the Heralder might be, and like what happened to her, how her son got in a coma. Like, huge lore dump, which is absolutely crazy. But some story time and travel time later, we make it back to Dragonsdale. We return the Sand Mantas to the Jackalwares, who are now residing in Dragondale, hopefully undercover. And then we had had gone to I know this one, Stronghammer.
So
Tough Hammer.
close.
Tough
So
Hammer.
close. So
Tough
close.
Hammer's house. But it was just Dusty, Douse, and Merilla who went to the Tough Hammer's house. Amaris and Nuri had actually stepped away from the group to go to the marketplace. And over at the Tough Hammer house, they gave a gift to Tax. They gifted her a little piggy bank that comes to life when she feeds it coins. She was absolutely delighted by it. Her mom was a little questionable about it because it's a piggy bank. It holds money. It could be very, very big target. But she'll have fun with it. No worries at all. And that's basically where we left off.
Alrighty. Perfect. Well, with that, we'll head straight into the session if there's nothing else for the recap. No? Okay.
Okay, actually, there is one thing I will add for the recap. The big thing that was the at the end of last session was that we learned that the guy who had spread the rumor about the alchemist is in town, and he's also the guy who built the showers, and he is in town. I'm blanking on his name, but I have it in my notes.
Look at the notes. Go to the notes.
His name starts with an A.
Hey,
Do you remember his name? Use it.
Asmodeus.
It's in the party journal. I'm pretty sure.
Asimodeus.
Nope.
No, guys.
Nope.
No, Asimodeus was my son in a different campaign. It's not Asimodeus.
Son in a different campaign.
Hey.
Do you guys need some DM help?
No, I'm gonna find it. I can find it.
It's definitely in the player notes. It's definitely there.
Totally in here. I know it's gotta be in here. Oh, sometimes
a while ago
you look around and you try really hard, and then
Azon.
That's his name.
Hey guys, we found it.
Where was that?
That's in the random stuff to note section of our party journal.
Notes?
Yes.
Coming in clutch.
Thanks, party journal.
It's like way in the beginnings of my notes.
It is actually very close to the beginning. I'm kind of surprised. That's a little,
it was early
little high on lore.
So yeah, that was the big thing to note, because the Tough Hammer family told that to half of the party, and they were like, "What? We should go get the others."
They were like, "Let's do it now." And Merilla's like, "Oh yeah, I guess we do have a party, huh?" "Yes." "Okay, we'll go talk to them."
Man, there's a lot of notes in here.
Yep.
Nice.
Anyway, that's the big thing.
But otherwise, Amaris, you did a spot on. Good job. Good job.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, with that, let us hop straight back into the session. Back in Dragondale. As the party is all together in Dragondale, with Nuri and Amaris in the town square purchasing some goods, as Merilla, I was about to say Greg, Merilla, Dusty, and Douse were on their way out of the Tough Hammer home to go on their own way to find the rest of the group. So
were we all going? Because Merilla was just.
You guys had all left together at the end of that session.
Yes, we said our goodbyes.
Oh, Merilla just left everybody. I thought. Okay, it's probably easier.
Well, you're a little ahead, just a couple paces. But we're gonna go back to Nuri and Amaris's point of view as they are now in the town square.
Well, Nuri is looking for incense stuff that she can burn to bring back her familiar, and Amaris, I believe, is looking for flowers.
Yep.
Okay. You can easily find a little flower booth. There's not too much there just because it is still kind of like the desert, so anything here is more they're selling like little mini cactuses at this little like flower booth. There are some flowers on some of the cactuses. There are also some ferns there, trying to think, some other little desert flowers, just small stuff, nothing too big or grand, that would require a lot of water to survive. So just some smaller flowers.
Okay, I might be able to work with some of these.
Mm-hmm.
Cactuses are not going to work for what I am planning here. So I am just gonna get what I can because I'm planning on basically linking the flowers together
To make like
to
a little
do like
flower crown?
a flower crown or like little flower bracelets or something like that.
I would say the amount of flowers that are there that you could feasibly weave together, you could probably make one flower crown or two flower bracelets.
Mm. Okay, I can work with that.
Okay, so you can purchase the flowers and it's going to cost you 2 silver.
All right, let's do this.
Only 2 silver, you say?
Only 2 silver.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
money, you
it's not like
guys.
you don't have platinum to throw around, guys.
A lot of money, you guys. I'll just leave a platinum tip here.
Keep the change.
Are you
No,
actually doing
I'm
that?
I'm paying the 2 silver.
Okay, good. Yeah, you would become a very big target, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what was I thinking? Oh, yes. Nuri, finding incense. You can find that there is a little indoor shop that's kind of right behind the outdoor shops, the outdoor little booths and everything. Um, that is a little incense shop.
Oh, cool. I'm going to just buy, if they have it, incense that will accumulate to 100 gold.
Um, Basically, you'd be
Let me
buying
double
half
check
the
actually how many.
store because it is very small. Over half
Let
the
me check
store.
actually how much my spell needs.
In that case, we'll buy the whole store, 200 gold.
I'll just buy the store, and then have a consistent income coming in.
I mean, there's not too many people buying incense. Why do you think it's such a small store?
Okay. I actually don't need 100 worth. I only need like 20 gold worth.
20 gold worth?
Yeah, and that's to be able to cast it twice, so I'm safe for the future. Actually,
Okay,
she'll
so
get 30 gold worth, so she can cast it 3 times if needed.
okay, so you're still buying a very considerable amount of incense with this.
Yes.
So the shopkeepers seem very happy with the purchase, but yes, you can buy 30 gold worth of incense.
And I give them platinum. 3 platinum pieces.
You're giving them 3 platinum
That's
pieces?
30 gold.
I guess that's true.
I just don't actually have a lot of gold. It's all platinum.
So you give him 3 platinum pieces and the store clerk, which is just this like kind of older woman, with her eyes are just kind of like squinted. She's got a little bit of a hunch. Not too much. More like she just like isn't standing straight. Um and she just like looks at the platinum and her like squinted eyes just kind of just widen and she's like, pleasure doing business with you. As she just like takes the platinum and puts it in a little lockbox. And she like
I'm just gonna
wrapped
look
up all
very
of
sad
it.
and forlorn and be like, take good care of it. That was my only platinum. I'll leave.
Oh. She doesn't say anything to that.
I'm gonna just say, because we don't have to role play this, I don't want to take up the time for it.
Mm-hmm.
As like a downtime activity that I would like to do is go to the store where I know Douse traded in his bag of holding for the decanter of endless water, and see if I can trade 4 magic scrolls for the bag of holding. I don't want to role play, I just want to see if it's possible.
to get the bag of holding back?
Yes, and give them 4 of my magic scrolls. Because I wasn't able to use all of them because not all of them were wizard scrolls.
Okay.
So she wants to like trade magic for magic.
Um, I think he'd be okay with that if you did it for 5 scrolls.
I only got 4 scrolls. I think. Come back to me. I gotta look at how many scrolls I actually used out of my 10.
Okay. Amaris, was there anything else you wanted to purchase?
Nope. After getting the flowers, I'm gonna start weaving them together as I make my way to the temple.
Okay. Alrighty. Are you not sticking around with Nuri at all, or you're just heading straight to the temple after that?
I'm heading straight to the temple.
Okay. Alrighty. So you can head on straight back to the temple. And Nuri, did you want to resolve the shopping question before we go into that?
No.
Did you want to put in, because if you only have 4 scrolls, he'd also be willing to do 4 scrolls and 50 gold.
I'll let you know which one I do. I have to scroll back through our messages to find what scrolls you sent me. So
Okay.
continue on with the Mars. I've been dying to see this anyways, so continue.
All right, Amaris. You walk into the temple. You can see the priest is currently talking to one of the high priest there is talking to one of the other worshippers, and you already know the way back to where Dane is being held. And you easily just go in through the side door, and you see Dane in one of the far beds, laying there tucked in, looking like she is sound asleep. Her blonde hair is just draped against the pillows and kind of a little all over the place. But with that, she seems to just be unmoving, her breath coming in and out at a very steady pace.
Mars is gonna go over at this point. I'm pretty sure these flowers are linked together. And she's gonna put on the little flower bracelet, like put the little flower bracelets that she made on Dane's wrists, and then just like gently smooth out her hair so that it looks more like neat and tidy. And she's gonna just sit by the bed.
Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to do while you're here?
I guess Amaris would tell Dane about what just happened, and like starting it off with, I don't know if you can hear me, but I thought I'd give you an update on what has happened so far. And then talk about what, like, the adventure they went on, what happened with Cleo, and trying to keep it lighthearted, but she feels like she's not in that place. Like she's trying to keep it lighthearted, but doesn't feel lighthearted. And she's gonna end it with, "I miss you. I really wish you were here."
my heart. Okay. She still continues to breathe in and out, unmoving, unfazed.
And Amaris is just gonna sit there for a bit longer.
You may do so. Alrighty. If you're just going to be sitting there for a little while, we will switch the camera over. Sierra, did you decide?
Yes. Yes. So she's going to do, they should do 3 scrolls and like 80 gold.
No, he's pushing it for the 4 scrolls and 50, or if you only want to do 3 scrolls and 150 gold.
150 gold will rip me. Water walk, Brandon's mind. Okay, she'll do 4 scrolls and the 50 gold.
Okay. So you part with 4 scrolls and 50 gold, and with that you do receive a bag of holding. Woot woot! You can carry things and not be all jingly.
Yeah, she'll like go into secret. She'll go to the temple and like be watching Amaris and her sister, but like not close and kind of just in a quiet corner, like stuffing all her money and everything in the, in the bag of holding.
In the bag.
So, but she's there, but she's not interrupting or coming close or anything. She's just like watching from a distance.
Okay, alrighty. You do know that as like you get it, the bag of holding doesn't look like new. Like it looks like it's been used before. Not like too badly. It's just a little worn, you know? So,
I will cast Identify before I put things in it to make sure it's actually a bag of holding.
oh yeah, it is a bag of holding. It's just been used
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah, just barely.
Bag of devouring moment. Certified bag of devouring moment.
Eat your hand.
And
No.
your coins and your bloodline.
There you go. Alrighty, back to Dusty, Merilla, and Douse.
So we were just leaving the Tough Hammers home
Mhm.
and heading with this new information towards the rest of the party.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. Well, I suppose we ought to go look for them. They said they were going to be in the shopping area buying a few things. Probably be best to meet them up over there.
Merilla is trying to power walk with all of her very much shorter leg might. She's also eating the slice of bread that she did have in her mouth as she was running out the door. Yes, I'll I should have brought a piece of bread, dang it. Oh well.
Oh.
We should probably hurry.
Yes. We should definitely let the guard captain know about the situation with the Jackawares as well. And bring him this bread, I suppose. And he like pats his bag because he does have some more bread for them as well.
Okay. You notice that Douse is also struggling to keep up because he also, like you, Merilla, is short. So he's also trying to keep up with Dusty's gait. But with that, Douse will tell you guys that he's going to go check in with Dane for a bit. And so just to find him later, catch up with him later, basically. I talked to Dane a little bit before this, and he gave me a couple of things of what Douse could be doing during this time since he's not here. But so yes, so Douse will leave you guys and head over to the temple.
Okay. I suppose I'll go to the guard captains and then I'll meet the rest of you up at the temple, unless you'd like to come with me first. Dusty kind of says to Merilla.
Say that one more time.
I suppose I'll go visit
Sorry.
the guard captain, and I'll meet you all at the temple, unless you'd like to come with me.
Well, I think we better notify Nuri as soon as possible.
Okay. He just kind of like shrugs. Yeah, I suppose it would be good to find them. And he will kind of begin heading in that direction with you guys.
I mean, if you want to split off, of course you can, but I'm going to go find them. They're both really important.
Yes. I'll go to the guard captain. I'll meet you up over there.
At the tavern, or we might avoid the tavern. So at the marketplace, maybe?
Yes, at the marketplace.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
And Douse will be walking with you towards the marketplace, Merilla, just because the temple is literally right next to the marketplace. So,
Okay.
and then he'll just go into the temple. Alrighty. So with that, we'll go to Dusty real quick as you go to the guard captain. Oh shoot, I have to remember his name.
Same thing. I was looking through the lore.
I don't think I have the captain's name.
I'm 90% sure he has a name. No, Dragondale, Solaris Temple. No,
I think
don't
it
need
was
to know about the
Varian.
temple. Varian?
I think it was
Varian.
too.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Varian.
I have a bunch of sticky note of all of the names of people. Names of all the people that I've named.
That's a good way to do it.
Yep, it is Varian, Captain of Dragondale.
We did it.
He's a
Notes,
tiefling,
It is
y'all.
right
if
there.
I remember
It was in
correctly.
session 5
Nuri's
when we
notes
met
come
him.
clutch.
Notes, y'all.
There we go. Nuri's notes. You can buy them, notes not included, on our website.
Notes not included.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So you make it to the guard captain's place.
Varian. Okay. Good.
Whatever the place is called.
That's the captain of the guard's place where Varian
Yes.
lives.
Yes, where Varian is.
Okay. So Dusty will come up to the doors and he'll kind of like look around. He kind of realizes that he's a little bit on his own right now, which he's not really used to, being the main focus of talking to people. And he kind of like, all right. And he like goes up to the door and like knocks on it.
Well, you do notice that there are 2 guards on either side of the door. So you can go and knock on the door, and they're just kind of like looking at you, and they deem you as not too much of a threat, even though you are giant and wrapped so no one can know your identity.
Got a massive staff in one hand and a quarterstaff on my back.
Exactly. They recognize you. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, they know me. They know me.
So you knock and the
Jingling
door
a little bit.
opens, and there's a guard at the door, and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, is Varian in today? I need to speak with
Oh,
him.
yeah, he's in. You can come in.
Right, thank you. And he's going to enter in.
Okay, you enter into the guard captain place, whatever it's called. I can't remember.
The captain nituary.
The captainituary. there we go. The captainituary. Um,
Yep.
and you head forwards and you can see Varian's desk that he's sitting at. He's kind of got two legs propped up on a stool beside him as he's leaning back in his chair, kind of looking over some documents here. And
Hey, Varian.
oh, hello. Good to see you
Hello.
again.
Yes, it's good to be back. I come on behalf of my party to share some information with you regarding the Jackalwares.
Oh, are they coming here? Has it gotten worse?
Not exactly. So, our party went over to figure out what was going on with the Jackalwares and perhaps put a stop to their pressure on the desert and surrounding towns.
Mhm.
And we came across their leader, Cleo. And we were able to defeat her in battle. However, we fear that without the leader, that the rest of the Jackalwares may become less organized and their attacks will be a little bit more sporadic. We think that this may result in there could be more violence, or there could be less violence. And so we thought it would be good to let you know about this so that you might err on the caution in this town.
I appreciate it. You coming and telling me this. He kind of brings his legs down to the floor, so he's now like fully facing you. He says, "We'll get a guard around the perimeter, set up watch, make sure none of those Jackalwares, those dirty beasts, that none of them get into the city."
Yes, it'll be good to be careful.
Yes.
If you can avoid, apologies, if you can avoid killing them, then that would probably be best. These are people after all, cursed people, but people nonetheless. There will most likely be after food or lodging of some kind, or gold to pay for their own lives. But it's from what we found, it seemed that the main source of their greed came from their leader, seeking after riches and bits and baubles.
Well, I appreciate what you've said here, but we'll defend this town. And if they're out for blood, we'll give it to them in regards of their own blood. But if they do not try to kill, then we will also do the same. We'll just drive them off.
Dusty nods. Oh, also, in better news, he moseys off his backpack and sets it in front of the desk, and he reaches inside of it. As it's jingling, as he pulls it off as coins and stuff shake around. He reaches inside of the pack, bringing out the warm loaf of bread that is wrapped up in paper, and he says, "This is from Girth, the Toughhammer family."
Varian just smiles, and he accepts the loaf and just kind of sets it. He smells it a little bit first, just kind of melts a little bit and sets it on the table. Oh man, Girth Toughhammer is probably the best baker here in town.
I haven't met one better.
True. Give him my thanks, will you?
Of course.
Thank you. Anything else to report?
And he pauses and ponders for a moment. We think that the incident here in the town and the incident with Cleo may have been connected. The false Hydra, when we came across it, had some sort of stone bracelet of sorts around its ankle. Upon inspection, we found that it may have something to do with a psychic link or some kind of brain control charming magic. Then when we came across Cleo, she had a similar sort of bracelet around one of her legs. We think the two incidents may have been connected. I don't know what you might do with that information, but I thought it would be good for you to know.
He looks contemplative for a moment. Before he says, This is dire news indeed. If they are connected, that would not be good. You said this was some sort of bracelet or stone, you said?
Yes.
Well, would you say it was very, or at least how would you describe this? Like physically?
Let's see. Dusty would explain a little bit better because he has actually physically seen it. I have not, but from my idea, it's like it's sort of like a gemstone that is in the shape of a bracelet around their ankle with some color, some specific color. I'm sure it's probably like a blue or a purple or something.
It's a very
Describe it.
dark black stone, kind of like
Yeah, yeah.
obsidian.
Okay.
It was like a very
Oh.
dark stone. At least if I
I've been
remember.
picturing it like slightly purple this whole time.
Yeah, I don't know why I was going for
Well,
purple.
because there were carved runic lines in the stone and they
Oh, in
glowed
those?
purple when it was
Okay.
active. That's for
That
the
would be
purple.
why.
That's what it
That'd be why.
was. I am
Okay.
changing the party now.
Yeah, he would describe the runes as well and the shape of it and give a description of how it looks.
Interesting. You know, thinking of that kind of craftsmanship, you could possibly go investigate the Sleeburg Empire. I can only think of that place where they could craft some sort of ring of sorts like that to be imbued with such magic. But
See, it's
yes.
a good lead.
I am going to go back to the map. I'm going to bring it to the map real quick for you guys. He mentions the city of Crag Run, which is here in the center, the capital of the Sleeburg Empire, which is in the mountains. He mentions that it is a huge, it is pretty much mostly comprised of dwarves. And that you could find more information, possibly, about the ring there, because that's the only place he can think of that has that type of craftsmanship, especially to work in such a magic with stone of that grade, and to work in magic imbued into it. That's where he's kind of like, Crag Run might be your best bet to investigate that.
Great. We'll make sure to stop by there. Now, anything else? I think that's everything.
All right. Well,
thank you very much.
thank you for bringing this to my attention. We'll make sure to defend the town here. And if you find any sort of link, anything we can do, let me know. You got a friend here at the guard.
Misty nods. I appreciate it. I will be off now.
Right.
Dusty, he turns, picks up his pouch, sets it back on his back, and then he'll leave through the door. As opposed to through the window. I thought I'd clarify today.
Okay.
And he'll head towards the marketplace area.
Okay. Alrighty. So now we're gonna shift over to Merilla in the time that she was looking around the marketplace. And we'll switch back to the Dragondale map. Unless you guys wanted to continue looking at the world map.
I don't mind.
Okay. We
World
will
map's
keep it
pretty
here
cool.
then. The world map is pretty cool. I like it. We'll just zoom in a little bit on where we are.
So
And
Marilla, as she's like going, she's like peeking in through the windows because the marketplace, right, it's not like an open marketplace where there's like booths and stalls that are open air. They're all closed inside buildings, right?
no, so okay. So imagine a town square and it's got a bunch of little tiny like booths everywhere. And then there's a bunch of like there's 3 major roads that go through the town that all lead to the marketplace, and along those roads, like on the edges of the marketplace, are where we have a bunch of closed shops, like closed
Okay.
building shops. So you've got like lots of smaller booths in the center of the marketplace, and then a bunch of actual shops, building shops along the sides. And then also that opening up to that big town square area with all the booths, the temple is right there. So it's like there's 3 main roads, and then where the 4th road would be is where the temple is.
Mhm. Cool. So Marilla is going to be, like speed walking down one of those things. She's going to be anxiously looking into the windows on her way to the market. She's nibbling on the bread still. And then she's not going to like fully enter the marketplace, but she's going to enter enough to like browse, scan with her eyes all around to see if she sees somebody in blue that is an elf, and also looking for Nuri and Amaris.
Okay. Roll perception.
Cool beans. It's a 9.
With your 9, you don't see any blue elves. Nor do you see Amaris or Nuri. You do see Douse walk into the temple. So I guess there's your kind of blue elf looking guy.
Blue boy, he is.
Yes, blue boy. So you do see Douse walk into the temple.
Oh, blue.
What you also can notice is just a bunch of stalls and vendors. You notice a orange tabby cat that is perched on so like one of the booths has like this little cover, like a little tarp cover, to provide a bit of shade for their booth and everything. And there's just a little tabby cat that is sitting perched on top of the little tarp. It's just kind of like watching everything.
So it's in a higher place on top of booths that Marilla can't reach.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably when Marilla notices that, she's like, it's a rather nice cat. And then she's gonna bolt over to another one of the streets that go into the main square, and she's gonna walk down it, like peeking in through the windows. And as she's bolting through, like with her speed walk, she's going to summon Richard.
Okay.
And Richard
Your
can be
unseen
no
servant.
more than 60 feet away from her.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to instruct him like, If you see Nuri, come back and tug at my sleeve, okay?
You
So
can
she
assume
sends
he
him off to
understands.
do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Beans. So she's walking down and she's peeking through the windows. Still nibbling at the bread.
Okay. You can keep nibbling at the bread. You do not see Nuri or Amaris as you continue down the shops.
Okay, she turns around and she goes back to the main square.
And then darts to the third road.
Yes.
And you do not find Nuri or Amaris. And by this time, as you kind of come back to the center, this is where Dusty comes walking up to the marketplace. As it's kind of taken you a little bit of time to go up and down the streets and kind of looking around. The cat's still kind of like eyeballing everything. You see it kind of stretch and arch its back and yawn big and wide.
Nice.
As
You got to
Dusty,
see her.
you catch Merilla.
Dusty kind of like raises his hand and waves. Have you been able to find him?
Rusty!
Yeah,
You
yeah.
been able to look at all yet, or did you just get here?
I just got here.
I've searched through all the streets and looked through all the shop windows. I haven't found them at all.
See. Dusty kind of like looks up. Is the cat still there?
Yeah.
Dusty's going to walk up towards the cat and he's going to ask it, have you seen our friends by chance? Blue one, long ears, a couple elves. Blue, oh, actually, they're wearing yellowish clothing. Kind of dressed like me, actually. Have you seen them cross by?
Are you using your beast speech?
Yes, to the cat.
Okay. That cat kind of like, looks at. Actually, no, the cat doesn't even look at you as it's like continuing to lick its paw. As it just goes, I saw a couple. I saw a couple elves.
Oh, wonderful. Did you see where they went?
Well, they went around to a lot of places. Gotta be a bit more specific on who you're looking for.
And he kind of like cocks his head back. He's like, well, one of them was blue. Did you see where he ended up going?
Blue?
Yeah.
Elf?
His skin color. Long pointy ears.
Tall guy? White hair?
Sure. And sort of green tealish hair.
Oh, well, he just went into the temple just a little bit ago.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll start there. And Dusty is going to reach into his pack and he pulls out a bit of dried meat and he places it in front of the cat, putting the rest of it back into his pack. Thank you very much.
Delighted.
And then Dusty will kind of gesture for Merilla to follow and he says, well, Douse is inside of the monastery. Seems like he made it. Might as well check up there on him.
Oh, well, Amaris might be there. Might be worth it. All right. She follows you.
Alrighty. So you go on in to the temple and you go to where you guys know that Dane is. So you can head through the side door. And you actually see Amaris, Nuri, and Douse all together there. Nuri seems to be taking inventory in her bag of holding, or in her bag and like putting stuff in. Amaris is sitting next to Dane. And Douse has pulled up a chair on the other side of Dane. And seems to be munching on some bread as he's sitting there.
I'm sorry, but when he when he brings the chair over, could he be like dragging it and it's just echoing throughout the whole room?
I I don't know, because I know Dane is really specific about the actions that he takes. So
He probably picks it up. Yeah, he probably
he
picks it up.
probably picks it up, is my assumption.
Although that would be just
That would be
perfect.
funny.
But
That
this
would be
is a serious emotion for him. So
Yeah, so he
Which
probably
is why
picks
it
it up.
would be funny.
He probably
I mean,
picks it
it
up and
would
sets
like
it
it
down.
could technically work because he is short, so he might be short enough that his feet would actually dangle. So that would be the only way. If he did drag it, it would have to rumble. But if he picked it up, he
Bumps
probably
on a couple
picked it up, though.
walls.
I'm
as
gonna
he's going
say
in.
I'm gonna say for the sake of Douse's character, he probably just picked it up and brought it over.
Yeah.
All right. So we
Merilla-
enter in. See them. Yeah, you go.
Thanks. Sorry. Merilla is going to reverently but swiftly just across the stone floor, and she's going to unwrap the bread, and she's going to hand over a slice to Amaris, and she's going to hand over a slice to Nuri. And as she hands it, and she's quickly handing both of them a slice, she's going to explain to them, that was probably already told you, but the blue man is here, the blue elf.
Nuri's like sticking her last thing in there, which is an ace they don't know what to do with, and she's like, "What? He's here?"
The dude, the name start with an A. He made the showers and all that stuff. He's back.
She like drops the thing and it just like slides into the bag. And she's just frozen like that for like a whole minute.
Isn't that one of the people you were? She lowers her voice. That you were concerned that I might know. Remember when you pulled the knife on me? You asked me if I had any friends that were elves that wore blue.
Yeah. You know it?
No, I don't know it. No. I just want to let you know that he's here. Maybe we should avoid him.
We should. We should avoid him. But he also knows about the coma patients. And I look over at Dane. Back to Merilla, but at the same time, we should not interact ever with him.
He knows about the alchemist.
But are they true or are they lies?
Dusty kind of like,
I mean, if he is with the bad guys, he probably knows exactly what type of information to use as bait.
Dusty is very clearly looking towards Nuri, seeming for like her response on everything.
She gets up and she's adjusting the bag of holding under her cloak so it's not easily seen. It's tough because he knows a lot of things, but then at the same time they call blue lies, and then he's a blue elf, which is a big no-no just to begin with, and things. I'm gonna go over to Amaris and just gently tap her shoulder, Amaris.
Mars is gonna look up at Nuri.
Do you think it would be a good idea to talk to the inventor about the people in comas?
She sits there thoughtfully for a bit. Part of me wants to say yes, for the sake of maybe we could learn more about how this alchemist is bringing back people from these comas. if it's not something we agree with, maybe you could learn something from it to bring others back. And maybe we can find out if it's for sure real or if it's a fluke.
That's true. That's true.
It seems to me, Nuri, that you're rather wary of him, but he might have actual information that we really need. And she pointedly glances at Dane. We can't send you because I don't know all the details, but it's just a bad idea, it seems like. We probably shouldn't send Amaris just because you're related. And we obviously can't send Dusty because
Dusty kind of like cocks his head and nods.
reasons. Just in case. And Douse just looks too depressed to do anything else right now. I don't know.
Douse is there with a single flower, and she's
Douse is just eating the bread. But he definitely, I do know that he does want to learn more about the alchemist. He has told me that he really wants to chase after that one, the alchemist. So he would probably be very interested in talking to this guy. But then again, he is not here tonight. So up to you guys.
If we really think we need it, I'll do it.
Okay.
They might actually come in handy. If he's with the bad guys.
That's true. That's very true. I shouldn't meet him. But I could, if you give me an hour, I can summon Houdini back and he could go with you and I can watch and hear everything through him. And if you're in danger, I can even cast some spells through him.
That sounds amazing.
I don't think you should go completely alone because if something
I agree.
happened to you, there's nothing we can do.
I mean, I am a powerful sorceress, but
that's true. You
I
have
would also
built the
prefer not
most
to go
out of
there.
us. Not in a bad way. I've been keeping track. That's all.
What'd you say?
Never mind. It's probably for the best. Be over there. Just go off to the corner and start summoning back Houdini. It takes an hour though.
Okay.
I'll just hang out there, eating bread. Time of our lives.
Yeah,
So you guys just want to chill there for an hour until Nuri gets Houdini back?
It's the safest place.
Sure.
Okay, an hour passes. Oh,
Dusty, during this hour, he probably will head to a bathroom. Because he has to do something.
Okay, you can go to the bathroom in the temple.
I'm not gonna bother typing it to you, I'm just gonna say it. So basically, we've talked about how Dusty like where Dusty keeps Dusty, right? On stream, is that
yes,
am I correct?
We
okay,
have.
I just wanted to double check. Okay. So Dusty will go to a bathroom, make sure he's alone, and then once he's alone, he's going to like go into one of the stalls or something, and he's going to take Dusty out of his mouth, and then he is going to take all of his platinum and eat it. He's going to eat his platinum.
Permanent jingle jingle as he walks around.
All
And
right.
then-
You eat all of your platinum.
Good. So he eats all of his coins, and then he is going to like pat Dusty, and then he's gonna like give it like an insect he's found, and then like
Yeah.
eat him again. He just put his wrappings and stuff back to normal.
Okay. So just to be clear, you bring the scorpion out of your mouth, eat all of your coins, pat Dusty, and then eat him again.
Yes. Pat.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Alrighty. You may do
No.
so, and then you return back. Um, and there we go. So heading back to the rest of the party. A little less jingle jangly than before, actually.
You ever curious what platinum tastes like? Dusty's got you.
That is so funny.
Oh
But
my
does
gosh.
he like actually have taste buds in his mouth? What does he have? A
Yeah.
tongue?
I mean, he can taste things. He tastes.
Oh, that's
He
true
tastes
because he
things.
did say the bread was very good when he went
Yeah.
past that one current and then ate it or whatever.
Yeah, he knows, like, he can taste things. It's just he doesn't need to eat. It's just for fun.
They're like magical taste buds. Because he's metal, so he doesn't technically have a normal tongue.
Yeah, he recognizes their flavor.
That's crazy weird. Okay, sorry.
Nice. But yes, then he'll come back.
After the hour passes, if no one else is doing anything for that hour, Nuri would come back with Houdini, who's now alive and well again. What actually
Yay!
happened? Houdini is back alive.
There we go.
Okay, so, well, does anyone know actually where this man is? Did they say where he was, or is it just a guess? Is he in the showers? The library?
Didn't write it down.
Sorry, were you asking Merilla that?
She's asking the group.
It was in the towns, right? Because he was helping build stuff. That's what Bert said. It's more of a question than a declaration. But I believe that's what she said.
Okay. Well, Merilla, if you don't mind putting Houdini on your shoulder, he's quite nice.
Right. It's not a very big shoulder, but it's there. And she kind of like pets its like chest and belly feathers.
I don't know officially if he would do this, the DM can overrule, but Nuri would encourage him to nuzzle into you a bit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Houdini, the sassy little owl. Houdini would nuzzle. He likes old people.
Really fluffy.
Houdini. All right, so Merilla and Houdini will go and find the inventor, and Douse can go with you. Douse was interested. Douse just, yeah, that's great. To be your wingman. And
I would say for the sake of him not being here, we'll just have him stick with Dane. And staying there just because, like, if anything happens, he's not able to say anything that he wants to say. He's not able to do anything.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a
it's true.
Yeah,
Never
so we'll
mind.
just have
Scratch
him
that.
stay here.
Douse will continue to overlook Dane. Amaris, do you want to stay with Dane? Do you want to go with Merilla? It's less dangerous for you to interact with the inventor than it is for me.
It. Hmm. High or low?
Low.
if you feel comfortable with it, I do think you should.
Greg, we got a low.
The character.
Amaris thinks about it for a bit. I don't think in the state that I'm in right now, I'm going to be much help. It might be better for Merilla to go alone.
Nuri's gonna just anxiously look from Dane to Amaris, then Dane to Amaris, and Amaris to Dane, and she's gonna be like,
Or Nuri, is there anything I should know before diving in the deep end? If this person is who you seem to fear they might be.
comes back to my parents. You're okay. Good.
It cut out in the very beginning, sorry.
It comes back to my parents and their whole forbidden love thing. So you're good.
So I should just not know you then.
Yes.
That's kind of hard to do, but I will try. I won't mention you at all.
Good. I can't think of it.
Can you talk to me through Houdini? Or only cast spells and watch?
I can only cast spells, watch in here. I can't speak through him. But if you get too far away, I will lose connection with him, but you'll still have him. He's very good at coming in and attacking and leaving. He'll know to protect you, or at least try. If something happens.
She's messing again, like, please. How far is that range? Do you know?
Yes, I do. It is in my spell book.
It is exactly blah 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 blah.
I have exactly how many feet away he could be, so I might actually have to follow behind to a certain distance.
Is Dusty coming?
No. With what Nuri has told Dusty, he is not going to approach the blue man. However, he is curious. He just knows he probably shouldn't.
Hey.
100 feet. He can be 100 feet away from me while I'm looking through him.
Oh, I think we're definitely gonna go out of that range.
I'll have to follow behind a bit then. Stay out of sight, maybe. Might work. And then you'll have backup if something goes wrong.
It's your choice, but it might defeat the point of sending Houdini if you follow after. I guess maybe we'll have to find out where he is. And then decide from there.
I'll follow behind as an invisible person. I can do that for an hour, thanks to my new staff.
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay.
She hands you another slice of bread. For the
Takes
nerves.
it. She's like, for the nerves. I love that she's eating.
She also takes the last slice of bread for herself.
Alrighty. So Merilla is going to go out with Houdini to go find Azon.
And Nuri is going to turn herself invisible and follow behind at a distance. Like, she'll follow behind 150 feet behind. Wait, no. She follows behind 100 feet behind, waiting for Houdini to let her know telepathically when they have found Azon, and then she'll dive into his senses.
Okay. Alrighty. Give me just one moment. Put this together. Marilla, do you
We got
remember
that.
the song we were talking about?
Oh yeah, I was just responding to that because I
Okay.
was typing something else and I realized I had to scroll back up because I have my stuff all over the screen.
Okay, no, you're good.
Yeah, I sent it over email quite a while back. I don't know if you ever ended up listening to it, but I do know that Sierra ended up listening to it.
I do not remember. I have a terrible
Okay,
memory.
I don't
I
remember if
probably
like,
did
sent you the
listen to it.
lyrics.
I just don't remember.
That's okay. It was a
Time.
super it was a long time ago.
Just
Ah.
resend it to me after tonight.
Okay, or I might be able to like get the lyrics and just paste them in chat to you, but that might be easier actually.
Yeah. Okay, regardless, I don't believe it was him that
Okay,
shared it with you.
that simplifies a lot of things.
Yeah. Okay. Never met him, at least to your knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, with that, you head on out into the marketplace. What are you gonna do?
Marilla's going to start looking around and she's going to be singing a song to herself softly underneath her breath.
Oh. And it is the
Whenever
song
I
we've been
feel
discussing.
afraid, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune. Does anybody know where that's from, please?
Is that Snow White?
No, that's from The King and I.
The King and I? Oh, I can't
Oh,
believe
I
I
should
thought
have
Snow
known
White.
that. I can't believe I didn't know that. Oh well.
It's okay. I didn't really get to like the clutch line.
Oh, that's so cute. Is this the first time Marilla has been singing?
Not for a long time. It's been the first time.
She did sing about not dying once.
Alrighty, so
Yes.
you sing your happy song under your breath.
Very quietly underneath her breath as she's walking around. La, 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 la.
Okay, roll perception.
Beans. And she is checking out the marketplace again, just because it's what's first and foremost right in front of her. From there, she's most likely to go to the tavern, and she would have expressed this to Nuri in case they got lost somehow or whatever.
Okay.
Perception. 22.
22. Alrighty, in the marketplace. You do notice the little orange tabby cat that's laying down there now, all curled up, but still watching. You notice a lot of the stall vendors are working around. You also do notice something different than last time. Is off on the side of the well here in the center of the square. Off to the side, you actually see this little like wooden handle like pump, basically. Which wasn't there before.
Merilla's going to walk over to it and start conversing with whoever is nearby. Who's nearby?
There's like two kids, a boy and a girl, that are kind of chasing each other around the market. There's a woman with a basket of like different fruits that she's walking around with. There's a man that's kind of half orc man who's kind of got like a wooden beam over his shoulder, not super long, but also, what is happening in the chat? There's just lots of dots.
It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just flavor that yeah, anyway.
Secret lore that you okay. Okay, none of the players read that. Don't read it.
Okay, I'm
Anyways,
sorry. Yes, those people around it and they're doing what?
here I think I can. Okay, never mind. I will wait on that. So yeah, so there's a half orc man, there's a human woman, a couple of kids, a boy and a girl. There is a tabaxi that seems to be like a tabaxi woman who is kind of hunched over wearing a couple rags as she's sitting on the ground by the steps of the temple. There's a bunch of people milling about. There's all the store vendors,
Are
all
any of them
the
like within the immediate vicinity of the pump?
of the pump.
Yeah. Meant sorry.
Okay. High or low?
Low.
Oh, alrighty. No, there are not.
Okay. In that case, Merilla is going to go over to the tabaxi, was it? That was in rags sitting next to the steps of the temple.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she is going to dig her hand in her pocket. And she's going to kind of like crouch down next to the tabaxi and she's going to hand her a gold coin.
For me?
Yes, looks like you've been sitting here waiting for quite a long time.
Oh, it's been a little bit, but we're working on it.
See, I noticed that brand new wooden pump in the square. Where did that come from? I was here like an hour ago and it wasn't there before.
Oh, sorry. It was there earlier, you just didn't notice it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She still says that.
Yeah. Well, it appeared. Well, not appeared, but Blue Guy just came and built it.
When was that? Could you tell me?
What?
When was that? That he came and put it
Maybe
in?
yesterday? Yesterday? He built it.
Do you know where he might be now?
He has been working a lot on rebuilding some of the homes down on the eastern side of the town. But he does have lunch in the tavern.
What time of day is it?
It's about midday.
Midday. Perfect. Interesting. What a fantastic fellow to be doing. Is it all for free?
It is from what I hear.
Wow.
He even dropped me a gold himself.
Fantastic. You're getting quite up there in the world. Maybe you won't have to sit on the steps anymore someday.
I'm hoping. 5 more gold and I can get. Just, I literally had no idea what I was saying as she said that. 5 gold and I can get something. What I'm looking for.
Ooh. Well, in that case, and she kind of like shuffles a little bit of distance, the ruffles, and she brings out 5 more gold coins.
Really? For me?
Yes, just for you. What was your name?
Catalina.
Kathleen?
Catalina.
Kathleen. The facts.
Yes. I appreciate your kindness.
It's no problem at all. Really, it's not.
Oh, I
Ooh.
still appreciate it. And she like pockets the gold.
Yeah. Make sure to keep it safe. I have a couple questions if you don't mind me asking. So,
Anything.
these pumps, do they give a lot of water to the town? Do you happen to know where other pumps might be that he's made?
Well, the 2 that I know are attached to the 2 different wells in town. So we don't have to bring up a big giant bucket of water anymore. You just push the pump and the water comes out.
Very handy. No money for all that muscle. Probably a little faster too.
Mm-hmm.
And you said he's helping rebuild the houses.
Yep.
Do you know, does he make them like the same as they were? Does he make them better?
Oh, well, from what I know, he's been rebuilding them and adding some things here and there if he wants to, but not much.
He seems very fast, this builder.
Well, they haven't built too many, so they
How long
also
have you
have a
been
lot of
here?
other townspeople working on it, you know.
Well, how long has he been here this time?
Hmm. He just got back. Not last night, but the night before.
Go back?
Not last night, but the night before is when he got back in town. He was here a little while before. Oh, wait. No, he just got. Wait, hold up.
Okay, because I'm like, I know Girth told us how long he's been in town again. I thought that was like a week or something.
Maybe it was a
But
week.
we haven't.
I can't remember. Girth said how long. It's the
I
same
don't
thing.
remember. Nuri's notes, save us.
There's no
I
same
wasn't
as.
there.
No. Oh, that's right. So we were way to keep it in
No
character.
notes.
Sad day.
Okay,
I'm
gonna.
thoroughly happy with you, but also disappointed.
accuracy.
DM does not remember what she said, so DM is going to say that the night before last
Okay.
is canon, and it is what Girth said because DM does not remember.
Okay, it's that then. But now Nuri heard it. Okay. So from there, Merilla is just gonna like ask her some other questions about herself and just kind of like pass the next 5 minutes with real conversation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you may do
And then
so.
she's well, Catalina, it's been very nice speaking with you today.
Oh, it's been so nice speaking to you too.
Hope you're able to fulfill those dreams of yours. She
Thank
stands
you.
up, brushes herself off, and she, with a wave to Catalina, walks off.
Bye.
And Merilla is going to the tavern.
Okay. Alrighty. You head to the tavern. And you go in, you recognize Mary and Brandon there. Behind the bar. Oh, you know what? We have the map for the tavern, guys.
Yay! And while they're going to the tavern, Merilla is going to cast message to Nuri. Did you get all that, Nuri?
I can't respond to the message, can I? Or can you?
Yeah.
To message you.
Oh, with what's the thing?
Message you can. Houdini is going to bob his head in response.
I'm going to take that as a yes. This is so weird. Not having everybody.
Houdini lifts one foot and is like, pat, pat.
On her shoulder.
Yeah, well, he's like bows on one foot. It's just like
Cool. Okay, as soon as Merilla enters the tavern, she is going to go to the bar and she's going to order some milk. And after she does that, she's gonna just kind of like lean on her elbows, kind of like looking around for anybody. And
Okay. Well, you can. So you come up to the bar, up to the corner here. You request some milk, and Mary's just like, "Oh, Marilla, it's so good to see you again."
and you too, Mary.
Oh,
Delightful.
and Mary like goes over. She fills a glass with milk and sets it down as, and she seems very delighted. She's, oh, tell me about your adventures.
I mean, there's not much to say. We were successful in the stuff that we tried to do out in the desert. She goes as if to say like it was a good time, but she's like.
Mary kind of holds up a hand. She goes, I can understand. I can gather a little bit. Also, Marilla, you do notice that beside you is this figure who looks to be wearing like regular traveling clothes, but has kind of like a half cloak on. The hood is down. And he's got snow white hair and like light blue skin and elf ears, and he's just like drinking. So he's just like drinking some ale, and he's like chatting with this dwarf guy next to him. So his back is to you right now, as he seems to be having a conversation with this dwarf guy. And Mary's just like, so Marilla, like, you know, we didn't get too much to catch up on, but where do you come from? Like, are you here from the Akosha Kingdom?
You were cutting up a lot in the beginning. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Mary turns back to you. Did you hear all the stuff about Azen, who's sitting there?
Oh yes.
Okay.
It was when you started talking as Mary that it got really garbled.
Sorry. Okay. So Mary turns to you and she goes, "Oh, Marilla, it's so good to see you again. You know, we never really got to get to know each other last time. I just wanted to know, are you here? Are you from the Akosha Kingdom here?"
No, in fact, here in the desert are as far as I've ever gotten in the Akosha Kingdom.
Oh, really? Where are you from then originally, if you don't mind me asking? What kingdom?
I'm from way down in the south, where it's very cold.
Yes? From Avalon.
Oh, no, sorry. It is still the south, not that far. No.
So Avesta?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Actually, Brandon's father came from the Avesta Kingdom.
I was wondering if we were going this route. Really? What was his name?
Give me 1 second. I have it written down here.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin, yeah. I know that guy.
Totally.
From the lore.
Where is it? Where is it?
So funny. Meanwhile, Merilla is going to be full on in conversation with Mary, but she's going to be trying to catch snippets of what
Okay.
is going on in the conversation next to her with Azon and the dwarf.
Okay. Oh, okay. She goes, his name was Sid Kane.
Sid Kane.
Yes.
What did he do for a living before coming up here?
Oh, well, he was a fisherman. And then came up here and, well, started this inn and, well, then I was living here in Dragondale and there I met Brandon and, well, here we are. I was a driftwood and now I'm a cane as well.
For a second, Merilla stops listening to the other conversation. She's just holding her milk. I'm assuming she has it now, right?
Yes, she does.
She's just staring at Mary
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Yes, I believe it's uncanny, really, the similarities, because you see, when I first came here to Dragondale, you and your husband Brandon reminded me a lot of those icon parents. Like your teamwork together and all that stuff. I thought it was very strange, but also very comforting in a way. And now that I know that we're related, that makes so much sense.
Are you a cane?
Technically, yes.
Really? Wait, so was Sid your brother?
Yes, Sid Kane is my brother. I called my brother.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing! Brandon, get over here! Brandon kind of stops serving drinks, and he kind of comes over and he goes, "Yes, darling." She's like,
Marilla's obviously just super squint looking at Brandon,
trying to see the resemblance. And you can now that you know that Sid was his father, you can definitely see the resemblance in appearance there. As Mary then explains to Brandon the revelation and Brandon's like, "Wait, what? So Marilla, you're like my aunt."
Yes, after a fashion, yeah. You have the same broad bridge of the nose and forehead as my oldest brother, man I call brother.
Wow, that is just amazing.
But she's just kind of nodding, yeah.
She's like, cool.
Do you have any other siblings, Brandon?
Well, no. It was just me and the family, and well, married Mary, and well, Sid's gone now. Well, Dad's gone now, but and
Yes, they're
the
all gone
stream
now.
ended. Give me 1 second. The recording didn't end, but the stream ended. So
We're
picking
50-50. We did it.
Ooh. Brandon says, he's like, yeah, Mom and Dad died a while back ago, but it's good to know that there's still family out there. Didn't get to meet pretty much anyone else other than my dad, but
So you're an only child then, Brandon?
yes.
And who was your mother?
My mum. Well, um, you're never going to believe this, but her name was actually also Mary.
The
Uh,
way our family tends to trickle down like that is so it's uncanny.
yes. Dad met her in Sunshield. Um, then they decided to move out to Dragondale, a small little town where they could start up their own business, and he wanted to get out of the fishing trade and started the inn. And well, Mary and I have been taking care of it ever since. Well, ever since we've been old enough. I was old enough to take care of it, but and then, well, here we are.
Merla's quiet, but as she's sitting there and beholding them, she's just kind of like, Grandma smiles
Oh,
as
we
she
got a
holds her tankard of milk in her hand.
Oh, so cute.
In a long time coming. We got another one.
And Mary
That's the
seems
third.
very happy about this like turn of events. And as you've been conversing, you do notice that Azen is getting up from his seat and he sets down his now empty drink and his empty plate of food, and he is talking to his dwarven friend, and he's like, "Well, I'll see you out there. Gonna go back to the." Sorry, that wasn't his voice. Well, I'm gonna see you out there. I've got to get back to the buildings, but I'll catch you later. You know, he starts to walk away.
Choices.
You could do a high or low.
What?
You could
Oh.
do a high or low.
But like, for what? Necessarily.
Whatever choice you're trying to make.
Okay. The thing is that if I do one, I have no idea how I'm going to do it. That's the stippler. So here's a real quick question. So before, when we were here, you mentioned that there is a dwarf there in the tavern. Is this a similar looking dwarf? Or is it a different dwarf?
Similar to what?
The dwarf that was here before, like when the bat came in and Merilla fried it and then it fell in its ale. The dwarf got
It does seem like the same dwarf.
Okay. Well, in that case.
He continues to get closer to the door.
Well, he's way too close to the door now. It's no.
The social
Merla's not gonna
implications.
like call out over the table to him anyway. Dang it. Oh well, this feels like deja vu for some reason.
So
The universe has come back to this moment, so I would make the right choice.
He's continuing to walk out the door. And he walks out.
Yes. Anyway, Merla is like, as the dwarf kind of like turns back from talking to him, saying goodbye, she's gonna try to catch the dwarf's eye. I just kind of like casually say, like, not disrespecting Mary and Brandon that are still there.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Azon's gone, he seems like a far-traveled and pleasant fellow.
You're saying that to the dwarf?
Yes, in reference to Azon.
Okay. And the dwarf sipping on his beer, and he looks at you. Bit of a sour expression kind of comes over his face for a moment, but then it lightens up, and he goes, "Yeah, he's pretty well traveled."
Well-traveled people tend to have really interesting stories. Did he have any? Seemed to be having a very good conversation.
Well, we were talking about the Mickelson's house that we've been working on together, and he was going over how did he become some sort of gangster? He's been going over some, like diagrams. No, he's been going over some ideas that he had to improve the house.
My here's been doing all this stuff for free. Well-traveled, very well-skilled, and charitable.
Yeah, he's a good man. Got a good heart on that one.
So, does he tell any good stories to pass the time away? You mentioned you were working with him.
Yeah, well, he doesn't share much about his history, but he does like to talk about his travels and inventions he's made. Don't ask me to repeat any of them. I'm half drunk when I work, so I don't really remember much.
I see. So you don't know if he's met any rather special people or interesting people?
Not that I remember.
Merilla is going to message Nuri. I'm sorry I'm so bad at this interrogating thing.
How far can your message go?
120 feet.
You feel like it doesn't reach her.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw my messages, Emily, but
yes, now I see him.
Message does not reach her, and when you say that, you see that like Houdini's just been waiting for you to look at him with kind of like an incredulous look, like really, just walked out the door, huh? And he's just been staring at you like that, just waiting.
And Merilla, like to Houdini, is gonna be like I'm so sorry. And she's gonna like look away in just shame. Just like pet Houdini's stomach, and she's just gonna finish her in her mouth. And is Mary still standing there?
She was, but when you started talking to the dwarf, she figured that you were ending the conversation, so she's gone back to kind of like wiping the counters. So though she is not outside of earshot.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, sir, referring back to the dwarf again, what house are you working on? I would like to see his craftsmanship up closely. On the house specifically. I've seen his handiwork with the showers and the plum in the main square. Plum? Wow, the plum. What is it called? The thing in the main square?
Pump?
The pump, yes.
Well, we're working on the Mickelson's house together. You can head on up. It's northeastern part of town.
Well, perfect, huh? Well, thank you. Sorry to bother you. What you drink?
It's fine.
I'm also very sorry about the other day.
It's less fine. but whatever.
With that, Marilla's just gonna finish her thing, slide it over at the other end of the counter. She's gonna get up and she's gonna leave.
Alrighty. You leave.
Does
Nuri.
Merilla feel any bumps from an invisible Nuri?
Nope. You do not. Nuri. You. Yeah, we're switching over to you real quick.
So I've been following Azon invisibly,
Mhm.
and
Perfect.
when it's more like when he's going down like a side alley or whatever, she's actually gonna like speed walk and get like really close to him. And she's going to drop her invisibility and have her notebook out and like just walk into him, into the back of him. And then like fall to the ground and be like, "Oh my, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. Oh, my notes."
Okay. So I just rolled dexterity for him, and he just got a natural 20. So you go to bump into him with like your notes, and you're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and he just kind of rolls with the nudge, so he doesn't fall. But then you feel yourself falling from that, and he
But
just
she
catches
purposefully
you.
was trying to fall. Oh,
Yeah.
he caught me.
He just catches you, and
Super married. We got it. We did it. We're back. Super married. Let's go.
Superman. And
Oh.
he's just kind of holding you real quick as like your eyes connect. As you I'm gonna make his picture really big here on the Roll20 screen so you guys can see. It's not a very good picture.
Terrible idea.
As you look into his green emerald green eyes. Okay.
Oh,
Very
really?
bright green. Yes. He's got snow white hair, very very light, very pale blue skin. So it's not like it's a dark blue or anything. It's very light, almost white, just slightly tinged blue. He's wearing just like a cream colored shirt with a vest, with a sash across it. That looks to have like a couple different like gems that have been like put together in there, a couple gears here and there, with a little silver leaf pendant on his hip connecting it there.
For the picture of him, could you drop the three of us that aren't on the map so we can actually see it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
While
I don't know
she's
if-
doing that,
I thought Merilla might be the only one that's on the map.
I think I am, yeah.
Can you guys see it now?
Mm-hmm.
He looks just like his image.
Cool.
hmm
What were you saying, Merilla?
Oh, I was just gonna praise you for the sassiness of Houdini and like the really thing. Anyway,
That's the door.
The sassy owl. But just so you know, this is what Azen looks like. I'm gonna pull the image away here in a second. Does everyone have a good grasp?
yes,
Okay, I'm gonna delete it now.
Well, shoot. I made eye contact with him. I can't back out now. Okay.
And he just kind of
Marilla's
like,
on the way.
oh.
Not any help, but
And she's immediately gonna be like,
well,
"Oh, thank you, but
And
I'm
he-
married."
he immediately like as you like there was this moment of like silence as you both are kind of like what just happened, and then as you're going oh thank you, but I'm like he's already like lifting you up and like kind of pushing you off of him like away, just like ah, and kind of dusts himself a little, and he's like, I'm so sorry. Or
No need to apologize. You caught me. Thank you so much. That was very kind. What's your name?
Azen.
Azen? It's wonderful to meet you. She's gonna hold out her hand to shake his. I'm Nuri Tamaron.
Nice to meet you. You may call me Azen, as he just goes and he shakes your hand.
Oh, it's wonderful to make an acquaintance with you. Oh, sorry, my notes have made a mess. I didn't see you. I've just been busy with research. I haven't seen another elf in this town, really. Where are you from? Are you visiting? Have you been here
Uh,
the whole time?
well, I've been here for a day, a little over, but
Ooh.
he kind of puts his hands in his pockets and continues kind of like walking and kind of like motioning with his shoulder a little bit, like, "Hey, you can walk along with me." Um, as he's just kind of like meandering. Um, he's like, Well, I mean, I've been here helping out a little bit. I came here, I saw the town was kind of in a bit of a mess, lots of empty houses, so I've just been helping rebuild. And well, I left to kind of go my own way a little bit ago and realized I forgot a couple tools here, so I came back and well, I just figured I'd stay for a couple more days.
Oh, you must be the one that built the showers.
He kind of waves waves it off as if it's like nothing, and he's like, "Yes, I did, but I've just it's still in the works. There's so many different functions that kind of go with it, and he seems to get really excited as he starts to describe like the mechanics behind the showers. Um, and he's like, yeah, and there's like this whole system of pulleys that just like or like pumps that kind of bring the water up and everything. You get to have all the water sitting on top, and then just like dumps out. And he's kind of like going into this system basically. And he's like, and I was thinking, to fine tune it that maybe if I can attach it to like a nozzle, have just like one big rushing tube of water, but then that might be too much. So maybe if I can somehow stop the flow. And he seems to be rambling.
It's truly fascinating. You have an amazing mind. Did you come
Uh,
up with that on your own?
he kind of uh like ruffles his own hair or rubs the back of his head a little bit. He's a little sheepishly. He's like, yeah, I came up with it on my own. But I really love studying things and just learning everything.
She's gonna
He
like
kind of
kind of stop him like by like putting her hand like on his arm and be like, no way. I love to study.
oh no. He's like, really? I could show you my notebook, and he pulls out
I would
his
love to see your notebook.
notebook, and he starts like flipping through it, and you can just see like all these different kinds of schematics of different things that he's been like working on building.
Oh, that one's a brilliant one. The one for the wells. Oh, that must save so much time.
I know, right?
Oh, that's wonderful. This is what I've been researching, and she's gonna open hers and specifically open to all her notes on like bringing back people who are in the comas, and there's like
There
pictures
goes
of undead,
all caution.
and like all this stuff. But it's very like particular what page she's showing. She's not showing any of the other stuff she has written down. It's just that page and some drawings of like undead, maybe potentials, the plate, like the hillside. And she's like, I've been working for ages on this.
Oh, interesting. What's the research behind like all of that going into?
Like the reason for it?
Yeah, like why are you researching the hillside and like different resurrection spells and stuff? Wait, and he says, wait, let me guess. The coma patients?
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yes,
I
I've been. Oh,
what?
sorry. Go on, Aizen,
No,
please.
you go, please. I insist. You go.
Well, thank you. I've been working for like 2 years on this. I haven't actually found anyone else researching it, surprisingly. She closes the book.
Oh, well, there definitely have been quite some other a bunch of other people trying to research, but I don't think any of them are getting as close as you are, it looks like.
Really? Who have you heard is researching? I would love to meet them. Oh, please, please tell me. You would help me so much with my research.
Well, I mean, I've been doing a little bit of my own, but not near I'm not near as far as you are, but I know down in Avalon they've been researching it a little bit more, trying to find out an answer. Um, and then he kind of gets a little quiet and he goes, I've also heard rumors of an alchemist.
An alchemist?
Yeah.
What about this alchemist? Have they
I've
figured it
heard that
out?
she's brought someone back from a coma.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I don't know if it's
Where?
true or not, but I was gonna head down. It's down in the Versailles Kingdom or Versailles Dynasty. I was gonna be heading on down there after I finished up here, but there seems to be so much work here, but I think I might just end up heading down regardless. They've got lots of people here to help, but
So you heard she brought someone, well, he or she, I don't know. You heard the alchemist brought someone back? Like,
that's
truly did.
that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I was gonna go
Where'd you hear
investigate the
it from?
rumors. Hmm?
Where did you hear this rumor from?
I overheard it when I was down in a tavern, um, out in a tavern in Sunshield.
Shield. Hmm.
And when I had gone and asked the person who had talked about it, they said that they heard it from a cousin that they had in the Versailles dynasty. They didn't want to name the cousin at all, because they didn't want people going and hunting for him or whatever. Not that I would, but pretty much it is straight up just a rumor. So again, no logic with it, or no truth. But that's why I've been wanting to go investigate it.
Well, no rumor starts out of nothing. Generally, a rumor is based in some kind of truth.
Exactly.
Do you know when this rumor started? Like, how long ago did you hear it? Like a week ago? 2 weeks ago? A month ago? A year ago?
It's about 3 weeks ago. And then I was already on my way up here. I wanted to kind of check it out. So,
What brought you here specifically to this town? Like, your inventions are amazing. Why not go to a more prominent place?
well, I just wanted to travel up here and, well, get into the warmth a little bit. I've been in the cold for a long time. But,
Understandable.
yeah. But I heard that this town was one of the more older towns. It didn't have as many upgrades. So I thought I'd come here and test out a couple of my inventions. I figured n no one would say no to testing out some upgrades and inventions here, where they don't really have much.
And pardon me if this is too personal. I'm so intrigued by knowledge, and you're such an amazing scholar. I would love to know everything about you, but you said you came to find yourself or find something like that. No, I'm pretty sure you said find yourself.
What?
When we first met, you had mentioned uh you had like left the town or something to go find yourself or in search or something like that, and then you forgot your tools, so you came back.
Oh, I was gonna go look into the alchemist, and then I forgot my tools, so I came back.
Ah, I see. Completely understandable. One time I lost my favorite quill. Had to travel a week to go get that back, but it's worth it.
I mean, if it's your favorite quill.
Exactly. Like a favorite tool, you have to have it. You couldn't replace it, but
Exactly. See, I wouldn't go anywhere without my ink quill. I call it an ink quill, but it's an invention I came up with. Where the ink is already inside quill.
Oh, fascinating.
It rotates
That
on
must
this
be
little ball that I put at the very tip so that the ink will come out but not drizzle out.
That must save a lot of time and space.
Yeah, it's just really messy to refill.
I could imagine. Ink, yes, that would be very, if it's small. I'm assuming it's small. It would be
It's very
impossible to
small. He
write
pulls
something
out
big
his
and clunky.
pen or his ink quill.
Oh, that is fascinating. It's very wonderful. Although it could just use a feather. I'm just saying.
You know,
For
true.
design.
It could use
Not
a
use,
feather.
but it'd be pretty.
So what brings
Well,
you here to Dragondale?
research. You know, I've been looking for so long into the comas. I heard that there was a lot of deaths here recently. Well, I mean, I was actually here when some of it happened. It was crazy. You couldn't
Oh.
remember people, and then suddenly you could, and it was absolutely wild. But
That's not good.
things like
I-
that, you know, research.
I heard
The
about it
undead.
a little bit, but the
Who
undead,
did you hear it from?
the townspeople.
Oh, I see. It was after you came back. I understand. Wonderful. Oh, well, Aizen, I'm actually supposed to be going that direction. It was so wonderful to meet you, and thank you so, so much for the help
Yeah.
with the alchemist.
Of course, and if you ever want to go with me, you're more than welcome to. I'm gonna be heading down to go see the alchemist or go find her and investigate a bit, but you're
So it
more
is
than
a
welcome
her
to.
then.
Huh?
You said find her. So was the
Oh,
rumor
well,
that the alchemist is a she?
I mean,
Or is
I'm
it just
I'm
an assumption?
assuming. I'm assuming. I really shouldn't assume he, her, the alchemist. It's just easier to affix something to it, but I really shouldn't be assuming.
It's fair. You could get distracted if you think it's a her and it's actually a he. You
Yeah,
could get very turned around.
maybe I should call it a he, them a he. Wait.
But then if it's a female, you'll get very turned around because
I'll
you'll be
just
looking for a
stick with
male.
the alchemist then.
Wise choice, Aizen.
You're more than welcome to join me if you wish. No, and I mean, you did say you're married, so nothing romantic at all. I understand. I'm not trying to, do that, but he's kind of puts his hand to his face. He's like, I'm not very good at this social, but you're more than welcome.
Thank you, Aizen. I will have to reach out to my husband, of course, and see if that is fine. And I'd have to see if a friend could come with me because they are also doing research into this. But I'll get back to you on that if it's something. No, maybe
Yeah,
I'll
of
see you around
course.
town.
Yeah. Oh, I'm planning on leaving tomorrow, maybe tomorrow evening, midday, maybe. I don't know.
Ah, well, we'll have to see. If I don't reach out to you before then you can assume it just didn't line up.
All right. Well, it's good to meet you. What was your name?
Nuri Tamaron.
Nuri Tamaron. That's right.
Well, toodaloo. I have a lot of books to get back to, and she's really gonna just turn and start walking and looking at her notebook.
Okay, alrighty. You do so, and he just seems a little awkward, and he's like, yeah, okay. He walks off in his direction.
When she gets around a bend and is definitely out of sight, her legs just go limp, and she collapses against the wall and is like.
We say Merilla walks up right then. It's like,
Yes. Merilla walks up right then.
no, you look like you've seen a ghost. Are you all right?
It was absolutely terrifying. Why did you let him walk out the door?
It cut out for me again.
Why did you walk out the door? That was absolutely terrifying.
I walked out the door to go after him.
No, not walk out the. You let him walk out the door.
Yes, I did. I didn't know what to say. Like, hey, you there, blue elf, what the heck is the alchemist? That would just draw attention. I thought
Okay,
my goals was a little bit of subterfuge.
all right. I talked to him. It's a rumor from Sunshield.
Wait, I thought the point, Nuri, was to keep you hidden in a, is he nearby?
Kind of. It's down that way, walking somewhere.
I thought the point.
The point was, but you let him walk out the door.
And I was just following him. I only came by so late because I had to figure out where the heck Nicholson's house was. In case you were wondering, it's just that way to the left and to another left again. Maybe
Which
right
is where
after
he's
that.
going.
Of course. Well then. She like shakily gets up. Her
She
hand
picks
is like
up-
literally trembling.
She picks up Houdini and she puts him on your shoulder. I imagine he nuzzles you, but I don't know.
He does.
Let's meet up with everyone and we can talk about what we've learned.
He just nods.
I'm
so sorry.
It's okay. You found family. A very unexpected reunion. It's understandable.
I did hear that part. Yes, I thought it was odd. She was asking where I was from all of a sudden.
That was odd.
I almost didn't really answer. If you did, maybe you noticed I was trying to be vague.
Yes.
The timing. I don't think there's anything going on, but it's an awful weird coincidence.
Maybe she had heard something from Aizen talking about the travels or something.
Aizen doesn't know anything about me.
Maybe he mentioned the place you're from. I don't know. I'm sorry, Merilla.
You're
It
very
is
right to be
suspicious
mad.
then.
Your son's alive, and in a way, your relationship with your husband hangs on all of this. It's very understandable. I just want to note that, like, we are walking back to the temple right now. We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally you will notice that Nuri like stops against a wall and like
We can walk slowly, Nuri. We don't have to walk that fast.
It's okay. But like she's like trembling and sometimes like she'll stumble, like her legs are just jello.
Well, when we're back in the temple, will you tell us what you know about him? What you think you know? The reason for all this?
The more you know, the more you're in danger. Let's just say that. If you don't know anything, it's perfectly safe to talk to him. It's perfectly fine. Let's just okay. She's gonna like just stop talking the rest of the time and is just walking.
Okay. Fast forward. Merla's now has nothing else to say.
All right, you guys are back in the temple now, all together. Dusty, Amaris, Douse, everyone. Dane also, but she is in coma.
Once we come in, Nuri is. You guys can notice that she is shaking, and she seems like now she's trying to hide it, and like sits down immediately, like sitting on her hands, trying to hide that she's shaking. We're back. Is Dane okay? Anything happen?
Well, yeah, Dane's okay, and like
Oh, God.
Mars immediately notices that something is off with Nuri, and is just like, how'd it go with the alchemist? It seems like you found out quite the information.
I mean, did actually find out a ton from him. Plans went a little awry. I ended up talking to him instead.
Amaris then just turns to Merilla. I think I'm going to talk to him.
I failed really badly. Let's just say that. And she also sits down.
You failed to talk to someone. You're probably one of the most social people in this group, and you failed to talk to someone.
Well, you see, that was the problem, Nuri. Amaris? I think I spoke with everybody but him. Okay, you see, we walked the
How do you
the
manage
tavern
that?
with Harry Brandon, and he had his back to me. And you understand there are certain social cues you try to follow, especially when you're trying to be under the radar and everything.
But if the point is to talk
You are
to
correct,
him,
but Nuri got the information. Let's focus on that. But like she like says it quietly so that you can still say like whatever it was you were about to say.
and Amaris is just going to be like, but yeah. Okay. Nuri, what did you find out?
Wow, she's gonna open her notebook. Um, well, he has a dwarven friend here that he was talking to at the bar. He came back yesterday night, not last night, but the night before, and yes, he's been building things for free. He gave like I think it was a tabaxi girl. I'm blinking. A gold piece. He's been building pumps in the wells for free, so supposedly good things. Um, he he's sorry, I'm blinking. He, right. He's an inventor. He has lots of things in his books. And a quill, a quill that's not a quill? I'm not sure how to describe it.
Wait, Nuri. And she's gonna like reach on a hand and like put it on your shoulder. Take a deep breath. In the stomach, out the nose. You were just blinking. That's really weird.
Yes. Yes. The Avalon Kingdom is doing a lot of research into the comas. The alchemist is in the Verste dynasty, which I think it was Verste, which
Verste?
we had heard before that she was down there. The rumor of the alchemist is not one that he was giving out, but that he heard in Sunshield. And the rumor came from someone's cousin down in the Versailles dynasty, where the rumor is that the alchemist has brought someone back to life, but no names were given to him.
And Sunshield, but Sunshield is the opposite direction to the Versailles dynasty from here.
Yes. Which is
Would you like to look at the map?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I can't remember like the border of that one spot. It's like right on the border with the Cavaria Kingdom. Right next to the mountains. And Versailles is down below in the opposite direction.
Which is why it's even more confusing that he came all the way. Wait, no. Well, maybe. He said he had heard the rumor, but he had come up here to escape the cult, which is understandable.
From the Versailles dynasty?
He's further down. Much further down. So he came all the way up here to get to the warmer weather and to do his research, his inventions. And that's specifically why he chose Dragondales, because it's an older, more poorer town, so they would probably just accept any inventions he was trying to make. And then he had left, but the rumor was heard before. Okay, this is very interesting, because he said that he left originally from Dragondale to go find the alchemist, but he forgot his tools, and that is why he came back. Yes, but the rumor that he had shared about the alchemist was from when he first visited, which means he heard the rumor, then went to Dragondale, then went to go to the alchemist.
In Sunshield is where he heard the rumor?
Yes. It's too shaken up. I should have.
Did you mention something about a cousin?
The person who mentioned the rumor, it was their cousin from the Versailles dynasty who told the person in Sunshield.
I guess that's a real enough connection that it might warrant it, even though the location for it's rather weird.
It's weird.
Do you know which way he came up from the Avalon Kingdom?
I don't.
You can't really get through the mountains.
There's other ways to travel, of course. Yes.
Avalon, he probably went through the Swift Gate. That town, and then he could have made it to Sunshield. That's when he heard about the Versailles dynasty. The alchemist. Oh, speaking of, since we've got our map here, I thought it would be good to mention. I talked to the captain of the guard here, and he I explained some of the things we had with Cleo and the Jackawares. He said he'd be willing to heighten the defenses here in town, leave some night watches to make sure they don't get ambushed. But on top of that, I told him about the bracelets, that the similarity between the false Hydra and Cleo. And he mentioned to me that with something of such high, the craftsmanship I described to him, he said it probably has something to do, the only place he knew of that had such craftsmanship would be in the Sleeburg Empire, the capital there. So that might be another place to stop by sometime. If we are after more information on these bracelets, you might find something there. It's a lead.
What was the name of the kingdom again? The Sleeper?
Sleeburg. I believe it's Cragrun is the capital.
Nuri, do you still? Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I said Cragrun is the capital.
And I said, to confirm.
Okay. Nuri, do you still have some of those shards?
I do. She pulls out a shard from each monster we have fought.
Marilla's gonna look at them, and Marilla's like passed through Swiftgate a couple times, so she's like seen the dwarven handiwork up close a number of different times. And also like different travel little tidbits. Nothing like super mentionable, but like exposure is more like what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and
Does she recognize that?
You know that in Swiftgate as well, since it is like the main travel point of people to get past the mountains, you know that they don't have as many of their fine like craftsmen in Swiftgate. It's become more of like a high trading town.
Mhm.
There's also a lot of pickpockets there, just because there is so much travel through there. Um, but you know that a lot of the like craftsmanship in the older parts of the town were very nice. But nothing that were as good of a quality as this bracelet.
But are there like is at least from what fragments that we have remaining, is there like at the very base? This is partially my art brain thinking, like in order to explain this, although Merilla wouldn't be able to like
Yeah, you would say at
explain
its
it
like
this way. Is there like
core,
a base similar aesthetic?
yeah, similar aesthetic
Okay,
as
cool.
dwarven make.
Cool. And Merlin doesn't know anything about dwarvish writing, so that doesn't make any sense to her.
Mm-mm.
Thinking about the runes and whatnot. Okay. Well, I stare at these a little bit harder. They look like they could be dwarven.
They dwarven? I speak dwarvish.
The runes do not look like they are language itself. More like symbols, or just shapes that are put in an array, basically. But they do look a little bit more like dwarvish. If they were to be some sort of language, they look like they have a basis in dwarvish.
They seem like they could be related to the dwarvish language, but they're more like symbols or drawings, magic stuff.
And she looks over at Nuri and 100% jokingly is like, Nuri, I really cannot read this.
He nods. She's like, it's true, you can't understand Dwarvish. I tried. The joke seems to kind of just go over her head as she's looking at the notes.
Interesting. Dark elves and dwarves. Not just dwarves, but the kind that don't let anybody in. You know, there's a joke about Swiftgate. It's the only place the dwarves will like really let people in and out. But they prefer them to do it swiftly. So they're in and then they're out. So Swiftgate.
Nuri's not laughing because she's like, you're looking at her book that as Sierra. That is really
That's awesome.
funny.
Huh. I haven't heard that one before.
I wish I came up with it, but somebody I met there told me about it, Nana. Just thought I'd pass it along. You know, since it's possibly proven to be just a rumor down in the Versailles dynasty, I think we'd have more luck if we. I have no idea why, really, but if we decided to try to infiltrate the kingdom of the dwarves, she says this part quieter because it doesn't matter if we're in a sanctuary, there's still eavesdroppers, potential eavesdroppers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody in Swiftgate, in the older parts of the town, might have some information about it. If we dare show them. If we can figure out who made them, we'll know who's using them. And from there, I think it all fits into place. Amaris, what do you think?
She's sitting there thoughtfully. I mean, it's worth looking into to see if it's connected.
On the way, we can swing by Sunshield. Oh, sorry. No, she doesn't say that. You keep going.
But at this moment, and she looks over at Dane. At this moment, I feel like it'd be best to find out as much as we can about these comas.
I really want to talk as a player right now because I'll have all these different theories. But I won't.
Good.
Oh.
Restraint. Well done.
Wait. We'll just talk about theories afterwards.
Well,
Well,
I suppose it'll be important for us to check this out sometime. I feel like it's going to be important.
so then is our priority now? Well, it sounds like it's the Kumas. We might try the alchemist in the Versailles dynasty, but before we do, I think it might be wise to swing by Sunshield. See if we might by chance, as we're skipping the desert, try to find this cousin fellow that Nuri mentioned. But I don't know. Dusty, what do you think?
That is a good question. Well, we ought to let the guild hall know about our completed quest. Make sure they understand what's going on with the Jackawares. Give them a heads up.
I could send them a message.
Be smart. That would work. And he kind of like ponders on it. It's like, yeah, we could go to Sunshield. That should be good. We can get some information there. If we need to, we can pass through Swiftgate or even go around the desert to go to the Versailles dynasty.
At the sound of going around desert, Merilla's like,
Probably safer that way. I'd be fine traveling through the desert, but I think the large group may have made it a little bit more complicated this time around. So round it would be. Let's unshield first. How would we even find someone like that? Do we have any information on who this person is? Their race, their occupation? Might be good to get some of that info. We'd have to talk to Azon again, but
Oh, he invited me to go with him to find the alchemist. He's leaving tomorrow night or afternoon.
where did he say he was going to go?
The Versailles dynasty.
Is it worth the potential risk, Nuri, for all of us to accompany him? Really, he would be joining us.
Ah, I don't know. I don't know. She kind of seems like she's just staring off to the side and like she's almost having like this detached moment. And her like eyes are just kind of like glazed over.
this is all strangely complicated.
Merilla lets the silence hang with Dusty's comment. She just reaches over again. She kind of like old lady pats your knee, Nuri. She's sitting next to you. Well, I think if we trust him, then it's not a bad idea. But if we don't, it'd be an awful lot of waste of time. And if it really is just a rumor, why is he going after it? Did he mention why he was researching it?
I'm pretty sure I know why. He didn't say it, but his father's in a coma.
So he has a real investment.
On one hand, but on the other, it would be beneficial for him if his father died. His father is in a place of power, and he's in line to inherit.
Do you have a bad relationship?
Do we?
They. No, not
they?
No.
I don't know.
Well, since you brought it up, you don't have to answer. What is your relationship with him?
Roll for persuasion.
Oh, okay. I am betting the same thing that happened with Dusty last time we played is going to happen now. Persuasion. Oh, Lady Pats, do me good.
I oughta make a
19.
chart for every time one of us uses a check against another party member.
Yeah.
That ought to be. I feel like that's what this area is for.
Its
I
own
don't know, maybe
category.
that's just me. Yeah.
Player versus player, party versus party. I don't know.
Okay, Merilla got a 19 on persuasion.
So what I did was I just rolled a straight up D20 and like whatever it landed on was what you had to beat, and it was an 18. So you beat it.
Hey. That doesn't mean Nuri's gonna splurge everything though.
No, but she is gonna talk about something. But that is yes. Nuri's going to look around. How private is this area of the temple?
It's pretty private. There's really not any other people. Every now and then there'll be like someone like not the high priest, but like a woman who works there, like a nurse or whatever. She'll like come into halfway into the room where there's a little supply closet, go in, grab something and shut the door and then like leave like every now and then. So you guys pretty much have had the room to yourselves.
Nuri is going to have motion for everyone to get closer and like scooch in. And she's like looking over her shoulder, and Houdini's going to like take off and kind of do a little perimeter, making sure no one's listening as he's going around, going to alert me telepathically if someone's listening in.
Okay.
And she's like messing with the edges of her book. And as she's doing this, you see some light start to like come in from the pages, and then like some words start to like trickle out of the book. And they like collect together and start swirling in a little ball of text, and it has like a little bit of a magical glow to it. And she has summoned forth the mind of her spell book, which is a class feature. And
that's fetching awesome.
You guys can like see like words in it, and like it like stretches out kind of like a snake. And then it will also be going around the perimeter, checking things out.
Okay.
And will telepathically alert her if anyone's listening in.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a new ability, guys.
And you can communicate it with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I've
can put
already
it in the
figured out
chat
the
if you
voice
would
of
like.
it. I know what it is.
Yes.
So because it's my spell book, it has all the knowledge I've put into my spell book.
Hmm.
Because it's my spell book.
Okay.
It has all the secrets and everything in it. Let's see. So you guys can see what it does. It's very long. Yeah. That's only if people want to look at it. It's super long.
Okay. So, but
Um,
everyone gathers around. You've got Houdini and your book mind looking at it, watching the perimeter.
Azon is my uncle, though he does not know it.
So you're related to somebody else.
To somebody.
Related to so many people.
Okay. She kind of looks like to Amaris if she should say anything else or not.
I mean, that did answer Merilla's question.
Amaris just shrugs.
Ah,
Wait a second. And she actually says like a little bit louder. And then she's like very much quieter. Wait. Your uncle's father is a king. He is your uncle. Your uncle could be king.
I didn't say he was a king. But you can see in her face that it's like, yeah, it's a king. She's like, how did you know?
That's what he said. I thought. And powerful ruler. Okay, maybe my brain's like powerful
Well,
ruler.
she said
I have
in
a
a
number
very she said in a very big position of power is what she
Maybe.
said. So
Okay.
Merilla could have assumed it to be a king.
Yes.
Like that
Yeah.
is okay.
It's totally logical.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna retract it. Okay. Nuri. Are you a princess? You don't have to answer that.
She looks to Amaris again, like, stop me if I'm saying too much. In a way, my I said I had two mothers that only really you guys and my father know that I have more than one mother. My original mother, she was the crown princess, yes, before she died. So, yes, but no one knows I exist on that side of the family, which is good because if they did, they would kill me, like they did my mother. So, that's great.
I loved watching Marilla's emotions on her face as you were saying that. I just need a clip of that after this.
First off, crowns don't make people dignified or royal. Powers given, never taken. Secondly, your mother was killed. That's awful.
Yeah.
It has to do with the forbidden love thing you mentioned
Yes.
before.
Yes, she was killed for being with my father by my grandfather who's in a coma. How wild is that?
I think I'm starting to like these comas a little bit. Amaris, did you know that? This?
Amaris is just gonna like quickly glance at Nuri and just and um and and we'll just be like, weren't we talking about something else?
That's enough of an answer. Dusty, did you know about this?
Not all of it.
I mean, I was just curious. I don't feel left out at all. It's all right. I took a lot of people. Maybe, yeah, I understand now, Nuri, why you said maybe less was more. That's awful.
It's not even all of it.
It's all right.
I'm probably not going to talk about that because the more you know, the more in danger you literally will.
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
I wonder if the Dark Elves knew.
No. No, they couldn't have.
Did your husband know?
No. I don't think he did. I don't remember telling him. Did I tell him? No. I mean, he knew. He didn't know about the royalty. I didn't know about the royalty until I literally died.
Oh.
So he could have.
So
He didn't know about the royalty. He knew about my parents, but he did not know about the royalty. I didn't know about the royalty. There was no way for me to tell him.
So it must be that he didn't. But the other Dark Elves? I have no idea. So you didn't know you're basically a princess until you died.
Yes.
She's still speaking softly, but
when I met my birth mother, that was the only time I had ever talked to her was when I was dead with Amaris. So yes, the royalty.
So does that mean like you're going to pursue that? Is that just still a question on your mind? I'm just curious. Because from what you've told me, it's all very complicated.
It is very, very complicated. I didn't want throne. Even trying to take the throne could mean instant death for me, actually. I can't even believe I talked to Aizen. If he had even recognized me for a moment, I literally could have died.
So that answers the question then. We're not traveling with him. At least that is my vote.
Yeah, I personally think staying alive is actually our objective. I think that's number one. Keeping secrets and staying alive. I think those are our key objectives here.
Just to be funny, Merilla at the mention of secrets is going to glance over at Douse.
Oh, he's not here. Haha. He doesn't notice.
He's just gonna look at Dane. In his mind, he's just thinking,
Stop the alchemist and bring back Dane. It would be dangerous for me to travel with Aizen. It would be dangerous, but
you know what would be really funny? Two blue people traveling together.
Be ironic, wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know what the best choice is here, honestly.
Douse pipes up and says, "We could sleep on it. We could talk about it in the morning."
Yeah,
It
I
is,
suppose so.
it is getting later in the evening. You guys are, Marilla, you're getting hungry for dinner. Um, Everyone else, you know, Dusty, you're not hungry, 'cause normal.
Ooh. I'll say I ate a bunch of quints today. I'm pretty satisfied.
Pretty satisfied.
I honestly don't think I can sleep on it. I think what we can't do is the most clear, and that's travel with Azon. That does not mean we can't try to find out more about these coma patients.
That is true. Yes, it's a very good point. Yes. Okay, we're not traveling with Azen. Haha. One thing down. That's good.
I think it's safe to say that we all agree, and she looks around to Amaris and Dusty. Because, yeah.
Dusty nods.
What time did you say Azon was leaving again?
Midday or evening? We hadn't decided.
So we should probably not leave around that time. Tomorrow. The glass panes are getting dark.
True. Before we go to bed, Amaris, I think I should send a message to your parents and let them know you're not headed to the Mist. Is that all right with you? They were headed there, so.
Amaris nods. That would be best. And maybe we can even find them.
That's true. We might come across them. We could tell them where to meet up. What would you like me to tell them?
First, it says that the broadcast ended.
Oh, on my end, it still says that the stream is going.
Hmm.
Mine is 40 seconds in on the stream going. It also has a super huge lag though. So it could not be.
Okay,
But anyway,
guys.
back in character.
Back into character. We'll deal with that in a moment.
Amaris is gonna say it would be best to tell them that I'm fine. I'm not headed to the Mist. You're here. And that I hope they are doing well.
All right. All right.
Hold
Nuri's
on
gonna
one
cast
second.
them. Oh.
Amaris, how long has it been since you left home again?
I don't think I've made it that far. I would say a few months.
Okay. Alrighty. Continue on, Nuri. Thank you.
Nuri is going to send a message to her mom. Well, not Nuri's mom, Amaris's mom. I'm with Amaris. She's not going to the Mist. We're in Dragondale. Is Dragondale one word or more than one word?
Dragondale's one word.
Dragondale. Dane here too. In coma. We're all okay.
Except Dane.
She kind of said that. I don't know.
Mars hopes you're well. Going Sunshield.
Okay. And are they allowed to, they can respond with 25 words?
Yep.
Okay. And you sent this to which one?
The mom.
The mom. Okay.
The mom.
Sorry.
You, there's like a pause, before you hear, oh, honey, shush, 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 shush.
Wait. You went too high. I couldn't hear
Sorry.
anything.
We cut
Oh,
it out.
honey. Oh, honey, shush, shush, shush. Nuri's talking. um, Morris is truly all right. Well, we would head home immediately, but we're in and then
I knew it. So how long does it take to do like that sending thing? Is it similar to like message and detect thoughts where like it moves at the speed of the human mind?
no, this one
Yeah.
is verbal. It moves at
Yeah, that's
verbal.
verbally done. So I said it all verbally. You guys heard everything I said to them.
And then you heard
then-
that.
Okay.
Well, she said, oh, honey, shush, 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 Nuri is talking. Amaris is truly all right. And she like repeats everything word for word of what she said.
They would head me, but and then Merilla gives like a very somber look toward Amaris. Are your parents all right?
I hope so. Like if it cut out like that right at the end.
She just ran out of words.
Are you sure? It sounded like before you sent the message that there's something else. If not, then not.
I just really hope they're all right.
Me too. Parents are a precious thing.
I could cast it again tomorrow. Or in an hour after I get some rest. I think I can regain a spell slot after an hour. Let me double check.
Yeah, you should double check on that one. So, on this note,
Yeah, I could.
in an hour, you can cast it again in an hour. Okay.
Before we end, Nuri does want to send another message, but she's holding off until everyone has gone their separate ways for bed.
She's going to send another sending?
Yeah, but it's gonna be later.
Oh.
So she wants to send another one, but she's like waiting for people to go to sleep.
Okay.
Merilla is going. I'm assuming that like we disband and we head to the tavern, right?
Yeah, Azon's probably going to be at the tavern though. He's a
Yeah.
traveler wandering around without a home in the place.
Yeah.
Could say at the Tough Hammers. Douse could then be able to cook the bread he wanted to with them.
Douse is going to stay with Dane for a little bit.
Okay.
And he'll find his own means of bedding, of lodging.
Okay, I see.
Not going to be in the same bed as Dane.
No, trust me, it won't. He's not that
That
kind
would
of
be
person.
wrong on so many levels because he's not
So many
conscious.
levels.
We're ending
So
that.
many levels.
Yeah, no, he's gonna stay over for a bit, but not like that.
Anyway,
He's tending her bedside. Okay.
Yes.
so when
Are we
we
all
do
going-
go and do that, if you don't mind, just like real quick before we go into that thing, Sarah, thank you.
Yeah.
Merilla is not going to go straight to bed. She's going to go to one of the bathrooms for maybe like 30 minutes or whatever.
Is she eating
Okay.
coin too?
What?
Is she
gonna
eating
eat coin?
Coins.
Coins.
No.
It's
No.
my
Is she just
superpower,
using the
you guys.
bathroom?
No. I guess I'll say it since it doesn't technically matter anyway.
Bathrooms
But
are
she like
overpowered.
if you want to notice, she like brings in her whole like pack with her, and she goes into one of the stalls, and she takes off the sandstorm cloak,
Hmm.
and she kind of like she takes out of her pack a small square mirror that she has, and using another mirror in there somewhere, she like pulls at the tear in her clothes, and she tries to look at her back. At the scales that are there. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing. Oh.
Yes, you do notice
kinda
one of
nice.
your scales is missing. The very beautifully platinum scales that adorn your back.
Platinum colored.
Yeah, it is like platinum colored, but yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like actual platinum, but Mhm.
Yeah, she goes, she checks that in the bathroom, and then she comes up. Just so you know, Nuri. And then
Nuri
she
didn't
gets
think
herself.
anything of it. She thought like, oh, maybe you're going in the shower.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a shower, but you can also
and she
guess that
changes.
someone's
She changes
doing
that shirt, and she's wearing her non-desert, her normal shirt now.
normal shirt now. But yeah. Alrighty. So you guys head to places to sleep?
Yep.
Tavern? Question mark? Tough Hammer House?
Oh, I thought we went to the tavern, and that's where Marilla used the bathroom to check that
Okay.
stuff.
Yep,
then-
I don't see it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, you
Tavern
guys
it
went
is.
to the tavern. You don't see. Actually, no. You guys do notice Azen is kind of like talking and conversing with a couple of the townspeople. If you want to overhear his conversation, you pretty much hear him just being like, "Oh, hey, like, how's little Maurice doing? Like, oh, like that's so good to hear." Just trying to be friendly with them. He seems like a really nice guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
And
a facade. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
as you guys come in, he kind of waves at you, Nuri, because he knows you.
When he waves, you guys notice that like all of her shaking and all of that has stopped, and she like waves at him like she's the happiest person in the world. And it's like, oh, hello, Aizen. We're just headed to bed. Oh, we sadly won't be able to join you tomorrow. I don't think so. Anyways, as I understand,
Oh, is
we
this
have
the rest
some
of your
business.
group?
Oh, yes. He's
He-
like my son, and she's like my sweet little grandma. Of course, you know, I'm practically the same age. And my cousin.
I'm older.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Nora, I didn't know you were so young.
I mean, elf
The
to
right
human
thing to
years,
say.
you know. Yes.
Oh, we did have a
Um,
little bit of a debate about that.
Yes, we have many times. Can I make an insight check if he recognizes the marks on her face at all? Did he react?
Yes, I was gonna do that too.
Oh, the marks on her face. Okay. Yeah, roll
They're not
insight.
tattoos.
Yeah, the
Okay.
little.
Well, yum, 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 yum.
If you look at Marilla's picture, the little markings.
Got a 13 and then a from Nuri and then a 25 for Merilla. That's a
Hey,
big
dang.
check.
That is
That's
a big check.
Big check.
Nori, you just notice him being, regular Azon. You don't notice anything out of the blue. Marilla, you do notice that he definitely noticed your markings and had a little bit of like a queer like look flash across his eyes, like curiosity. Um and and then he like kind of like turns away from you and is like, "Oh, like talking with Nori again." Um and he's like, Understandable, you guys can't travel." uh, completely completely get it. Well, it was and he seems to kind of be a little faltering with his words now. It has been good to meet you. If you ever need anything, I guess send a message my way. I'm happy to help out wherever I can. I know a lot of schematics and stuff.
Oh, I certainly will, Azon. Thank you so much and have safe travels. And she like goes upstairs like nothing is wrong. And as soon as she's out of sight, she's like against the wall.
Yeah. Hey, so you head out. Are all of you guys also leaving?
So right after that conversation, Marilla's not gonna go straight up to the room. She's gonna go to the bathroom, to the stall. And also
Okay.
with the 25 check, may I ask, is the curiosity like a dark gluttonous curiosity? Or is it like a childlike curiosity? Of like,
More
ooh, what is that?
more childlike childlike in nature of like this like curiosity, and then you kind of notice that he seemed nervous after that.
Okay.
um a little bit almost as if like a shadow passed over him, not like literally, but like figuratively, kind of a little bit more like reserved, but trying to make it seem as if nothing was amiss. And you definitely noticed that he was a little bit more uneasy by seeing your marks.
Then as the Marilla goes to the bathroom and Nori's going up the stairs, Marilla is gonna cast message to her. I think it's a good thing we decided not to go with him.
Oh darn, I wish message would let me reply.
You can.
Oh, you can? Oh, in that
Yeah.
case, then she's gonna could be like,
It's just like a sentence or two, though. 2 or 3 sentences, actually.
why is that? Did you notice something? Did he recognize you?
It's only one back and forth, but she'll cast it again as she enters the bathroom now, assuming we're technically still on 30 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
120 feet.
He seemed awfully fidgety after he noticed my face.
Oh.
Could be the wrinkles. Maybe he's not used to them, but I think he spent enough time with mortals if he's a wanderer.
That means it's highly likely he's seen a dark elf with them.
Wait, do you say that?
Yeah, she says that.
Merilla has no response.
Okay. Alrighty, Merilla, you go through your motions. Everyone else heads upstairs. You guys have free rooms there. Because you guys are technically the heroes of Dragondale.
Give or take.
Wait, we have 3 rooms? Not 2?
No, free rooms.
Oh, free. Oh,
F-R-E-E,
okay. My bad.
sorry.
My bad. My
Free
bad.
rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, you get free rooms. You only get 2. Boys room, girls room, basically. Because it is a smaller inn. But yeah. So you guys all head upstairs. Merilla, as you exit the bathroom and like start to head upstairs, you do notice that like Azen does look kind of at you again. And he seems just like really like fidgety and like nervous, like almost afraid of you.
You old
Um,
lady.
The old lady.
Spooky old lady.
So he's like, not gonna get close to her. I'm gonna stay away.
Merilla's not Nuri, so she's not gonna like a finger. She's just gonna like notice, and then she's gonna go upstairs and she's gonna mention it to Nuri that he looked to be afraid of her and really even more fidgety when he saw her again. So he doesn't think these are friendly. Maybe that's a good thing. But I still don't think we should travel with him.
He nods in agreement.
Hey. Well, with that, everyone can get ready for bed. I know Nuri, you really wanted to have like that private moment to send a message.
Yes. She's gonna have the excuse that she needs to step out and get some air after such a scary experience. So she's gonna leave with Houdini and her spell book. So Houdini's like flying above to make sure she's okay, and then her words are like swirling around her. And she's going to cast Sending. Okay. So she's gonna cast it to Ami. She doesn't know if it will reach him or not. But she's gonna try. So she just starts talking.
What?
Ami, it's your mother, Nuri. I miss you very much. I'm getting close to waking you up. You're going to be okay. You can respond.
High or low?
Low.
What? I'm sorry, this is a
No. Hi.
Take the higher low, but I
Gotta
did
balance
not
it out.
did not expect that. All right.
It was high. You say that. And there is silence for a time. And then you hear a very faint, almost far away whimper. And you hear, hurts. me? Where are you? And the spell cuts off. And that is where we are ending tonight's session.
It passed away.
And that is where we are ending tonight's session. Sierra, gain 5 research points.
That was the most valuable bit of trauma I think I've ever seen someone receive. It gave you 5 whole research points for that. That's
Mhm.
pretty fantastic. Trauma's juicy. We should get it more.
Yeah, but he's in a coma.
That's actually a really big deal. That's like
It's a
super
huge
big
deal. You could technically also talk to Dane. And even that one king dude.
Yeah.
Provided you've ever met him. I don't remember the stipulations of that spell.
The less
Even
you
if she
know
could.
the person, the harder it gets to reach them.
And if she were able to speak to the king guy, I don't think it would be very smart.
I know. But I'm just like, what? You could. I 100% agree. Not that the king guy would know it's her. Necessarily. Just somebody. It could be a way to extrapolate, but Merilla has no idea, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to figure that out. Figure that one out, Sierra. How
Big
did you get
brain.
to hear his voice? How did he get to respond when he's in a coma? Now, I would love to hear the audience's thoughts. So put in the comments section on YouTube, put in the comments on the stream here on Twitch. Let us know what you think. What are your theories? What are the comas? How do we stop them or fix them? You know, what are your theories on what is happening? And who is Azen? Do you think he's holding a secret in? Is he evil mastermind? Is he a good guy like he seems? Let us know in the comments. Let us know. DM us, whatever, on Instagram. We love you guys. We wouldn't be here without you. So, yeah. Thanks for coming and joining on the stream. Any last
real
final
quick.
thought? Oh, yeah.
Yes. I am starting my own shop on Facebook Marketplace where I will be selling crocheted goods.
Here's
Okay,
one said
awesome.
good.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
It's so cute. What?
Man, I wish I had my little crocheted flag that you made for me right next to me, because then I would pop that one
Oh
out.
my gosh, those were like, I made those forever ago.
But definitely check her out on Facebook Marketplace. You can find the link to her Facebook on our website at rosemarypgstudios.com. We still need to get Megan's bio up and running for Amaris, but
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
her
So
link
hold
is
up,
still
question.
on
Wait, so what is the name of the shop on Facebook Marketplace?
So the name of the shop is called Silver's Stitches.
Okay.
Alrighty. Yes. So check out Silver Stitches. I know I think we're currently working on a project to try and get the Harbingers as little plushies. So
get your chibi shards of hope.
yeah.
Remember today.
Yeah, if you guys want a chibi shards of hope, reach out to Silver Stitches. Megan, you can find her again, Facebook on our website. And with that, I think that's all. Any last words from you guys?
We love you guys.
Lots of internal screaming.
Yeah. Love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see you again next week with the next session of the Harbingers D&D campaign. So, see you next week.